Most drivers treat their car like a light switch: turn it on, drive it hard, turn it off, and repeat. And for a while, the car just takes it. But underneath that silence, something is always building. Pressure, heat, wear, fluid loss. And one morning, without any warning, the car that never let you down does exactly that. On the highway, in the rain, when you're already late. Here's what separates a driver who never breaks down from one who always seems to. It's not the brand of car they drive, and it's not luck. It's 3 minutes every single morning. This is the exact pre-drive inspection routine that Japanese car culture has quietly practiced for decades. Mechanics in Japan call it Nippo Tenken, the daily check. And once you see what it catches, you'll never skip it again. If Car Care Nest has ever saved you a repair bill, now's the time to hit subscribe and keep that streak going. Number 1. The oil level and condition check. Pull that dipstick before you ever turn the key. That's the first law of this routine. Oil is not just lubrication, it is the lifeblood of every moving part inside your engine, and it lies to no one. Wipe the dipstick clean, dip it again, and pull it straight. You're looking at two things: level and color. The level should sit between the two markers, never below the minimum, never falsely reassured by the maximum. But the color tells an even deeper story. Healthy oil is amber and slightly transparent. Dark brown means it's working hard and due for a change. Black, gritty oil means something is burning inside that engine right now. Milky or foamy oil, that's coolant mixing with oil, and that is an emergency, not an inconvenience. Never ignore what that dipstick is telling you, because right next to your oil hides a fluid that quietly controls your engine's survival in a completely different way. Number 2. Coolant level and radiator condition. Your engine runs at temperatures that would destroy most metals without coolant doing its job every single second. This check takes 20 seconds, but what it prevents can save your entire engine. Look at the coolant reservoir, not the radiator cap. Never open that on a warm engine, just the translucent reservoir on the side. The fluid should sit between the low and full markers. If it's consistently dropping between checks, you don't have an evaporation issue, you'll have a leak somewhere, and leaks don't fix themselves. Now look at the color. Fresh coolant is bright, green, pink, or blue, depending on the type your car uses. Rust-colored or murky coolant means the mixture has broken down and is actively corroding your cooling system from the inside. Japanese mechanics replace coolant on a strict schedule because they understand that an overheated engine doesn't give you a second chance, and neither does the next fluid hiding just inches away. Number 3. Brake fluid level and clarity. Brake fluid is the one fluid in your car that absorbs moisture over time by design, and that characteristic is exactly what makes it dangerous when ignored. The reservoir sits near the firewall, usually labeled clearly, and the level should rest close to the max line. A low brake fluid level is almost never just low fluid. It almost always means your brake pads have worn down enough to draw more fluid into the calipers. That's your braking system sending you a signal through the fluid level, and most drivers never decode it. Beyond the level, look at the color. Fresh brake fluid is nearly clear or pale yellow. Dark brown, almost black fluid means the moisture content is dangerously high, which lowers its boiling point and can cause brake fade exactly when you need stopping power the most. Fix this before you ever need to find out what degraded brakes feel like at highway speed, because the next check under this hood is just as quietly critical. Number 4. Belt-on-hose visual inspection. Japanese technicians have a word, medimiru. It means see with your eyes, and this is where that philosophy pays off more than anywhere else under the hood. Your serpentine belt and your coolant hoses are made of rubber, and rubber ages in ways that don't always make noise before they fail. Run your eyes along the length of the serpentine belt. Look for cracking, fraying along the edges, or a glazed, shiny surface, which means it's slipping. Any of those signs means you're weeks, maybe days, away from a belt that snaps and leaves you stranded. Now squeeze the coolant hoses gently. They should feel firm but slightly flexible. A hose that feels hard and brittle or soft and spongy is one bump in the road away from bursting. Catching this costs nothing. Missing it costs everything, And what you find when you move to the tires next will make you rethink how much you trusted your car this whole time. Number 5. Tire pressure and sidewall condition. Tires are the only part of your car that actually touches the road, and yet they receive less attention than the car's paint. Walk around all 4 corners. This takes 60 seconds and it has saved lives. You're not just looking for a flat, you're looking for uneven wear patterns which tell you your alignment or suspension is off. You're looking for sidewall bulges, which are internal structural failures waiting to blow out at speed. You're looking for cracking along the tread grooves, which means the rubber is aged past its safe limit regardless of how much tread depth remains. And you're checking pressure, because a tire that's even 10 psi low runs hotter, wears faster, and handles dangerously differently than you expect. Japanese drivers check tire pressure as naturally as checking a mirror, because they know the last item in this routine is the one that quietly warns you about a danger most drivers never see coming until it's already happening inside the cabin. Number 6. Windshield. Wipers and visibility check. Visibility is not a comfort feature, it is a safety system, and it degrades so gradually that most drivers don't notice until a rainstorm makes it terrifyingly obvious. Lift your wiper blades and run your fingers along the rubber edge. If it feels jagged, split, or hardened, those wipers will streak and smear instead of clear, exactly when you need clarity the most. Check your washer fluid level in the reservoir. Running dry isn't just inconvenient, it means grime and road film build up on glass that you're already struggling to see through. And take 10 seconds to look at the windshield itself. Chips and cracks spread with temperature changes and vibration, and a small repair today costs a fraction of a full replacement tomorrow. This final check completes the loop, and when all 6 are done together, you haven't just inspected a car. You've practiced the same discipline that makes Japanese cars legendary for a reason. 3 minutes. That's all this takes. And what those 3 minutes buy you is something no extended warranty or roadside assistance plan can fully replace. The confidence of knowing your car is ready before you ever put it in drive. This routine isn't about being obsessive. It's about being the driver who sees problems when they're small, cheap, and fixable, instead of the driver who finds out the hard way on the side of a road somewhere. Japanese car culture didn't accidentally produce the most reliable vehicles in automotive history. It produced a mindset, one that respects the machine, reads its signals, and acts before the damage is done. That mindset is available to every single driver watching this right now. Start tomorrow morning. Make it a habit. And if this video gave you something valuable, subscribe to Car Care Nest, because there's a lot more where this came from.